Welcome to Cloud Security Basics, a new series where we explain the ins and outs of securing your application on Google Cloud. Sound fun? Then stick around because in this episode, you'll learn who's responsible for securing what in your cloud app.
Hello, Cloud Detective. Today I'm not issuing a challenge, only a riddle for you. What do you have to do to secure your cloud environment by yourself?
Okay, here's what we know. When it comes to securing their cloud environments, enterprise companies care about a few things. Consistently delivering the right service and the right data to the right identity. This can't be something that only happens some of the time, it needs to happen for every single request. Implementing authorization and authentication to make sure that only the right people have access to resources and data. Proactively preventing threats because bad actors are constantly evolving, and effective cloud security allows you to be proactive rather than just reactive. Complying with regulatory requirements of their industry. Not all, but more and more businesses are required to be compliant, so that's something you have to be aware of. And flexibility and control, so internal teams can be empowered to act on the parts they're responsible for and can control. To make sure those areas are covered, we must harden our cloud security. Securing your system falls into three main levels of responsibility. Things you're responsible for, things your provider is responsible for, and things you're both responsible for. There's platform, infrastructure, and application level security. The user is responsible for securing their applications, like setting up proper authentication, authorization, and identification for users in their system. Google Cloud owns securing the platform, which includes managing the physical machines and data centers your application and data use. Lastly, infrastructure security is a shared responsibility, where Google Cloud provides tools to help the user manage their VMs, network, and data access needs. Let's explore this in depth. So, what do you have to do to secure your cloud environment by yourself? I know that within these levels of responsibilities, there are three main security actions you can take to harden your system. It's platform and infra actions, preventative actions, and forensic actions. Let me explain. Infrastructure and platform actions are steps you take to make sure the underlying hardware or virtual hardware are secure. There are two components to this: platform security, which Google completely manages, and infrastructure security, which is managed by the user, but Google Cloud provides tools to help. Platform actions are steps Google takes to secure the hardware and software tools available over the internet they provide to users. This could be anything from physically securing data centers to replicating data across regions to make sure it's available even in the event of a natural disaster somewhere. Infrastructure actions, on the other hand, are steps the user takes to secure the cloud-based, pay-as-you-go services such as storage, networking, and virtualization that Google provides. This could be anything from changing settings in a load balancer to selecting a more secure VM instance type for your application. The next class of actions, preventative actions. These are steps you take to avoid breaches, like locking down access controls. Much of this happens at the application level and includes things like Google Cloud Identity and Access Management, or IAM, and Google Identity Aware Proxy, or IAP, to limit who has access to what inside of your system. So, Google provides tooling to the users to help define access levels. And then there are forensic actions. These are the steps you take to track down breaches and stop them quickly, or ideally, to identify and stop malicious behaviors before a breach ever even occurs. One of the main practices here is logging and monitoring. By logging activity within your system and setting up automatic and manual monitoring of that data, you can be alerted of suspicious activity before it's too late. Here again, Google Cloud provides tooling to help customers monitor their environments. That's it. That's the answer to Brad's question.
Hello, Detective. I see you solved my little riddle. What do you have to do to secure your cloud environment by yourself? I said by yourself. That was tricky, but here's the thing. You were never alone in this. Cloud security is a shared responsibility model. Google handles most of the infrastructure security, but you are ultimately responsible for securing your applications and services that run on that infrastructure. You can never assume an application or service is 100% secure, but by leveraging tools that focus on detection And by planning for recovery, you're ensuring your security model has a chance at keeping your service safe. Very good, very good. You've solved my little riddle this time. But be ready, because next time, I want to see what you'll do if the wrong identities access your data.
So there you have it, the first episode of Cloud Security Basics. Next episode will focus on the first of 3 distinct areas of cloud security risk: access. In the meantime, if you want to take a deeper dive into the cloud security model, then check out the article linked in the description below. And stay tuned for the rest of the Cloud Security Basics series, because when it comes to security, you can't let bad actors win.